Okay, since people fucking sent me the video like 12 times. We'll check it out. Yeah, no, I do agree. Especially at this point, yeah, he wouldn't say anything. So look, everyone puts out these fucking switching to Linux videos. I'm done with Windows, and we tend to skip a lot of them because a lot of them are. And look, a lot of them end up kind of being the same thing. But people have sent me this one from Jake, so we'll watch it. We'll watch it. Hopefully it's a good video. People sent it to me a bunch of times, so I assume it's a good one. Let's check it out.
I'm having a great time right now.
You don't look like it.
It's been 30 minutes of trying to install one.
Yeah, okay, that's about right.
One program. Holy.
If you're doing Vinci Resolve on Linux, the correct way to do it is don't install it like that. What's it called? DaVinci Box? Is that the project? Yeah, this is... If you're going to use DaVinci Resolve on Linux, just install it through DaVinci Box. It'll make your life infinitely easier. Anything else, like... Yes, you can do it through the AUR and various other... Yeah, don't do it. It's stupid. Just use DaVinci Box. Linux is actually getting genuine traction on YouTube. I'm happy about that, but it's getting saturated. No, I agree. I would like to see more than just, I am switching to Linux videos. But, hey, if people are gonna, if people are gonna keep doing what they're doing, I'm here to watch it, and, look, I'm happy it's bringing people to Linux.
Right now. It's been 30 minutes of trying to install one program. Holy. Do you ever feel like Windows just keeps getting worse? It's almost like every week they add more bloat, ads, half-baked updates on features that already work just fine, and slide in AI crap where it shouldn't be. Not to mention making it hard.
I do like that he left LTT, and he color grades the videos identically to how they were color graded on LTT. I have a feeling he's using the same... I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have the same camera because they were like fucking $20,000 red cameras. But if you told me this was still being filmed at the LTT studio and edited by LTT editors, I would probably believe you. He was at LTT so long that he doesn't know how to make a video unless it's in the LTT style. Remember these videos, they often make the exact same positives and negatives. Yeah, that's why I don't tend to watch a lot of them anymore.
Harder and harder to have any semblance of privacy while you use the damn thing. I could go on, but I'm sick of it. I just wish there was something other than Windows that you could run on your PC, whether it's for business or for pleasure. Whoa, what's that?
Oh God, it's Wendell. We've seen Wendell in a while.
You shall have a task to make you an example in these dark times. To use Linux, because, well, I think you'll like it. It's probably fun.
Good idea, Lord.
Of course it's a good idea. Behold, look well upon this, Jake. This is Tubbs. This is your task. This is your mission. This is what you must embrace and construct and experience. Linux.
A blessing from the Lord.
God be praised.
Look well upon it. This is your quest.
But Linux is open.
I know that Wendell has done stuff with Lunduke in the past, and he's done stuff with Chris Titus. I wonder. I should try. I should reach out, because that would be a insane fucking episode. There is someone I know that I can get on that I haven't reached out to yet, because we've had plenty of private conversations. I don't want to say a name, and just in case it doesn't happen, but I do have some ideas.
Source, and I thought it sucks for gaming and is ugly and hard to use.
All those things are true.
That's what we've been told. But thanks to Valve's massive economic dong, brute forcing Linux adoption with the Steam Deck and soon to be Steam Machine and the...
Hey Valve, you know, you have my email. Valve, you have my email. You sent me a Steam Deck. If you want to send me a Steam Machine as well, I would be very appreciative of the Steam Machine. That would be lovely.
huge buff that's had to the Linux user base, it begs the question, is it possible? Hell, maybe even better to run Linux on your computer for gaming or productivity than Windows or macOS. And to find out, I'm going to spend the next month of my life locked away from both, daily driving Linux on every computer I own so that you don't have to. And who knows, maybe it's gonna be great. Now, to be clear, I already use Linux in my home lab and on servers all the time. So the fact that I've never daily driven it is frankly kind of embarrassing. So delay no longer. Where do we start? Where do you download a Linux? This is where things already start to get complicated. You see, the Linux project at its core is just a kernel, which is kind of like the engine of your operating system. Naturally, it's a very important piece. It basically acts as the glue between your hardware and the software, but you also need a couple other pieces like, you know, tires and suspension and whatnot. They're optional. Before we can take this proverbial high road to enlightenment. Now, what we actually want to download is a Linux distro or distribution, and those come with all those other pieces already included. You probably heard of distros like Ubuntu or Mint, except there's actually thousands of flavors all the way from—
there's like 15 of them. No, yes, there's thousands, but there's like 15. Most of the projects you would never want to install.
Hannah Montana Linux to whatever the this is. It's on.
I believe the developers for Nyarch actually follow me on Twitter.
Honestly, a bit overwhelming. So I did what any sane person should, and I asked Twitter which distro I should use. Lesbian.
That's. Oh, look, it's a Mudaha. Oh, man. Oh, I do love the the Love Live inclusion here.
What the f? There were hundreds of suggestions. I downloaded a sketchy Chrome extension that let me scrape all the replies, put them into a big list, and we were left with the Twitter Linux leaderboard, upon which—
Oh, hold up.
Put them into a big list, and we were left with the Twitter—
Someone said Red Star.
Linux leaderboard.
Fedora, Cachy, Arch, Bazzite. Yeah. I would avoid Arch as your first thing, but yeah, this is a very reasonable, yeah. Mudahar's still on Twitter. He took a break and then he came back. He does that every so often.
Upon which 4 distros shone above the rest: Fedora, CachyOS, Arch, and Bazzite.
It is actually fucking crazy how much attention CachyOS has been getting. I really need to reach out to the CachyOS devs. Honestly, I wouldn't be fucking surprised if one of them just hangs out in my Discord. Every so often I find project maintainers just hanging out there for some ungodly reason.
As somebody who kind of likes going fast, I was immediately drawn to CachyOS. It's a version of one of the main Linux distros called Arch. Yep, but what makes CachyOS interesting is how much faster it is than pretty much any—
The optimizations are debatable, but yeah.
Anything else. And I'm not talking like, oh, it's less bloated or there's faster animations. No, I'm talking optimizations that can legitimately yield double-digit speedups.
Yeah, but this, look at, you're comparing it to Ubuntu 25.010. This is not a real distro. Compare it to Fedora, right? Fedora, you're seeing basically no difference because, yes, it's better, but also Ubuntu is just shipping garbage. Just don't use Ubuntu. Anything Debian line, unless it's like SID-based, is just don't use it. There's no point.
There was even a dude in my Twitter replies saying that Counter-Strike gets more FPS in CachyOS than in Windows. Linux?
That wouldn't surprise
better
me.
for gaming? Huh? And while we're on the topic of gaming, it's hard to ignore Bazzite, a derivative of Fedora that's built for gaming and tries to mimic the Steam Deck.
So, who now, Kyle, are you responsible for this? Or is this somebody else. Of all of the characters that could have been used for Marvel Rivals, this is the one you chose. Is that my Pipewire or yours? Probably mine. Of all the characters you could have chosen, this is who we went with. I see.
Experience with GPU drivers and Steam Big Picture mode pre-installed. Bazzite honestly seems like a pretty sweet option, but it's not what I'm gonna use because it's designed as more of a managed experience where most of the operating system is read-only by default. And I know that sounds antithetical to like what you've heard about Linux being, oh, it's so customizable, but I promise it's actually a good thing.
Well, it's not antithetical. It's an option out there. You choose to use an option which is not customizable. This, like, that is part of the value of Linux, that you have that option. You can have something which locks down the core system, or you can have something that gives you access to everything. Both of these things exist at the same time, whereas on Windows, you only get one of those experiences.
Especially for noobs, because it's a lot harder to brick your shit. I just feel like I want maybe a little bit more of a traditional Linux experience, at least to start. And you need to get subscribed because you don't want to miss the follow-up to this video where I tell you about my experience in a month or so. Once I'm done, it's gonna be magical journey.
Oh, so this is just the Windows part. Okay. Kind of hate how exaggerated limitations of Atomic are. Yeah, Atomic is a better term than immutable, but I think we don't really have great resources explaining what they are. Look, maybe I need to just make those resources.
CES is definitely not next week. Then there's Nobara Linux. This one was a little bit further down the list, number 9, but it's
seamless. I wouldn't put a new person on Nobara. I not because Nobara is bad, like GE's doing great work, it's just Nobara is very much a curated experience for what GE wants, and it's become more of a general distro, but it's still very much a this is the distro I made for, I think it was for himself and his dad. So it still has a lot of that to it. It's gotten a lot more development since then. But if I was going to put someone on something Fedora-based that's not Fedora, I'd probably put him on Bazzite.
It's gonna blow your mind. It's gaming focused and based on Fedora, just like Bazzite, but it uses the performance optimized Linux kernel from CachyOS.
That's new. I actually didn't know they were doing that now.
How is any normal person supposed to figure out what one to use?
You install Fedora and you stop thinking. You see the one that's at the top of the list and you just install it.
That was 4 of like hundreds of suggestions. Now I could ask Wendell, but we're gonna flip a coin. The heads is CachyOS, tails is Nobara. And I'm sorry, Allie, there's no
Why are those the options you're going with?
distro called My Balls.
My balls.
Yet. Look, it's a loonie, if you're unfamiliar. That's a Canadian dollar coin.
Oh.
It's called a loonie because there's a loon on there. That's tails, and if I get that, we're doing Nobara. And on the other side is Queen Elizabeth, and she's gonna represent CachyOS.
Good job.
I don't want to move. I swear it's heads. I don't want you guys to think I bamboozled this shit, all right? I kind of want to do Cashy, so I might just flip this multiple times. CachyOS it is, baby. I don't know why I did that. But before we do that, we're gonna back up my systems just in case something goes wrong. And what better way to do that than by using the DH4300 Plus from Ugreen, who sponsored this portion of today's video. After you slide in up to 4 hard drives of your choosing with the DH4300 Plus, you can have up to 120 terabytes of raw storage to play with. That's enough to store thousands of 4K movies and potentially millions of photos, even if you're reserving a drive for parity to protect your data. It's kind of like having your own personal cloud. But don't worry,
that's
the
exactly
setup
what it
is
is,
easy enough that even someone with no experience can be up and running in just a few minutes.
What was that warning on there?
It's easy enough that even
ingestion hazard. This product contains it's because of the battery.
someone with no experience can be up and running in just a few minutes. And you can do it by connecting your phone just by tapping NFC. In just a few more clicks, you can also be backing up your precious photos from your Android phone or your iPhone automatically. And it can even group
I didn't know Ugreen actually made interesting stuff. Like every time I get an email from Ugreen, they're like, hey, do you want to advertise our power strip? No. No. Do you want to send me a data bank thing? A NAS? I'd be game for that.
Photos by person or by place without even having to upload any data to the cloud. That's all local, baby.
Wow.
Or in my case, taking full backups of my PC so I can nuke Windows without worrying. Cool, right? And it's fast too. With a wired connection, you can transfer at speeds up to 300 megabytes per second. That's astronomically faster than Google Drive will let me do even with my multi-gigabit internet speed. And you keep control of your data in the process. Like all of their NASs, it can handle the whole family with a full permission system so that you can
Has a home lab and shit. Like, this is, for most people, this is a lot more convenient, right? Most people are not going to want a home lab. Most people just want to have some data backup. And for a lot of people, I don't know how much this thing is, but
your personal data separate from the rest, it's just that easy. And it works remotely too. If you want even more protection, you can even back up your Ugreen NAS to a service like Google Drive or another Ugreen NAS automatically too. So even if you aren't trying Linux for the first
it is $630. Obviously, if you want, you could build a NAS for vastly cheaper than that. But for something like easy and convenient, I can see why you might want to get this.
First time and you need a backup, why not solve your storage or photo woes with 15% off the new Ugreen DH4300 at the link down in the description.
That's cool.
Let's download it. Oh, customizable, my favorite. That's not going to make this complicated.
Just don't customize
it. Ensuring a smooth and enjoyable computing experience every time.
I love the bullshit every distro just writes on their description.
You use it. You better not be lying to me, Cachy.
Or it's going to be a fun time or money back guarantee.
Human. I'm gonna not even look at that warning at the top of the page and ignore it. We're gonna push through.
It's just like Windows. We have to make an install USB. They don't have like an install USB creator, so you download the ISO and then use a tool like Balena Etcher.
Yeah, this is the way that Windows was up until about. When did they introduce the media creation tool for Windows? Was it 8? Or was it 10? I don't remember when they started using the media creation tool. I want to say 10.
And I'm gonna flash it to this SD card because it's faster than any of the USB drives I have, and I don't want to.
You can install an SD card, right? Okay, I want to know how that one's gonna go for you.
Wait all day and flash.
Success. But now what?
Do I install it on my MacBook? No, actually, you can't. Now, there is a distro specifically for running Linux on Apple Silicon called Asahi Linux, and it does work on a ton of the older MacBooks. Anything M1 and M2 are pretty well supported. And if you go to the M4 specific support page, you can see TBA means that they haven't even started development. So yeah, it's not going on my MacBook. Ooh. Instead, we're gonna install it on a Framework laptop. Now, if you're not familiar, Framework is a super cool company that builds.
Wait, do they? This is a new framework. Did he buy this, or did they send him a framework?
Devices that are designed to not only be repairable, but also upgradable. And you can see this one is so repairable and upgradable that it actually comes in parts. It's a DIY edition that you have to assemble, which is kind of freaking awesome. Not only that, but you actually get to pick whatever parts you want, any RAM configuration, any SSD configuration. Hell, you can even pick your own RAM and SSD configuration and supply your own. In fact,
yes. Holy fuck. RAM is expensive. They held out for a long time to not increase their RAM prices. Yeah.
I actually switched out the 1TB SSD they sent me for a 4TB SSD that I pulled out of the Framework desktop because I gotta be able to video edit on this thing.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh, I didn't think about this.
Does the video editing software run on Linux?
Da Vinci.
I guess we'll find out. This thing it's a sword.
Why
I know
you
we
bend it
haven't
back
even
that far?
installed it yet, but the thing that has me worried more.
Does Framework ship to Australia? Yes, they do. Maybe they need your help breaking into the market. I would love a Framework. That would be great. I would love a Framework because I would get some great comments about me owning a Framework on Mastodon. That's... The base Framework is 2600. 2200? 2200. Yeah, 2200.
More than anything is the
What about the
battery
Philippines?
life.
Probably.
I'm so
I think
used
they do well by
to
shipping.
using an ARM-based MacBook that's like crazy
Worldwide minus sanctioned countries, obviously.
power efficient. So to go back to AMD is a little daunting. Let me just swap the I/O. Ow! Fuck! We got a Ryzen AI 9 HX370 with Radeon 890M graphics. Huzzah! CachyOS, let's go! Wendell would be so proud of me right now. Hey, look at that. Where's my mouse? Oh my
What
god.
the
Of me
fuck?
right now?
Sorry.
Hey,
Sorry.
look at
What am I looking at right now? This is not how you... Sure, this has to be for the video, just so it doesn't, like, cover too much. There's no way that this is how you use a laptop. No, this has to be for the video, surely. Probably doing it for the top-down cam? I hope so.
that.
Because that is cursed otherwise.
Oh my god, it's so small. Launch installer, eh? Very nice. Oh my god. We haven't even started the installer and it's already asking me what to pick and giving me no information about
You pick the first one.
which one I should pick. Other than this one is the default, so hopefully that's not a problem later. Yo, I can install with Z. I only got one disk. I'm probably not gonna do that. That seems like a lot of overhead. There's so many options. Oh my god. I don't know. I think
What's
I
the
can
first one?
change
Plasma? Yeah, pick Plasma.
these after. I know
Plasma.
GNOME. GNOME is like the OG,
No, you don't pick that one.
the default. Cosmic. Whoa, that looks
Oh, they have Cosmic.
like Mac OS. We can add.
Oh, okay. Righto.
Ask the internet. A lot of people are saying Plasma.
That's the right
let's,
choice.
Let's start with Plasma. Oh, cool. I can pick other ones to install. Cosmic looked cool. I like the idea of that one. Maybe we'll try Hyperland because people kept yapping about that.
Yeah, we'll see how that one goes.
Whew. That was stressful. I like how there's like a description of the desktop manager, but I feel like there should be a default. New users should probably use this one to start or download a couple, you know?
Yeah, that's
While
why
that
Plasma.
installs-
That's why Plasma is at the top. It should say default next to it.
I guess it's time to do my desktop. Welcome to CachyOS. We, the CachyOS developers, hope that you will enjoy using CachyOS as much as we enjoy building it. The links below will help you get started with your new operating system, so enjoy the experience and don't hesitate to send us your feedback. The controls on the top work right off the bat. That's a good sign. That's a great sign.
Yeah, Katie
Installing
does that.
packages is definitely one of the biggest hiccups when you get into Linux if you're used to Windows and macOS, because there's so many different types of Linux. Let's say you want to install Helium. It's a really cool open source browser. It's based on the Chromium project, which is the base of Google Chrome, but they basically just don't include any of Google's garbage, and it has ad blocking built in. If you're using ad blocking, just allow list my channel or YouTube Premium. This one, honestly, I think
This is one of these things that Windows people need to unlearn very quickly after coming to Linux. Going to a project's website is just not how you install stuff.
will work. If you're trying to install something, I don't know, more complicated or maybe like a smaller project, you might end up getting the instructions for, I don't know, how to install it on Ubuntu and Fedora, but nothing for how to install it on an Arch-based distribution.
Yeah, the first thing you need to understand is what your distro base is. Once you know what your distro base is, things become easier, because then you can look up, oh, how do I install X thing on Arch Linux? And then you'll get instructions. But when you don't know what your base is, it kind of leaves you in this position where you don't really know where to even start.
Like CachyOS. And the packages they give you might just not work. It might only be possible to get that application installed by building it from the source code.
Very rarely, that's
I've heard that Arch has gotten a lot better in recent years for that. And let's see, I mean, they have a lot of popular packages right here that I can just install. I made a list of like programs that I use every day, and I really need...
He's a Sublime... Okay. I didn't know these people still existed.
To see that all of them, or at least most of them, are supported. I think I'm liking this Plasma desktop environment. It's nice and snappy. This will start the program. If you don't trust it, click cancel. Continue. Hey, well that was easy. We got a torrent client. That's important. Handbrake. I'll install Handbrake. Sure, why not? LibreOffice. That's a good one to have. It's like an open source version of Microsoft's Office suite.
Brodie, I'm right here. I exist. There's two people. There is two of you.
But I mostly use Google Docs and like Google Sheets and stuff, so I probably don't need that. OBS, VLC is a great one for video playing.
I don't know if that's going to be the OBS Flatpak or the native package. It's probably going to be the native package.
It's cooking. Wow, that installed so fast. I'm used to like APT on Ubuntu or Debian, and it's like just takes its sweet time, but that was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Is this just gonna work right off the bat? Let's try it. We do screen capture, Pipewire. I don't know what that is, but sure. Hey, look at that.
Wow.
Okay, I don't have audio. How do I get video acceleration in OBS? Can I just go to the AMD website? I don't think.
You select you change the encoder. You set the encoder in OBS to the hardware acceleration. The same way you do it on Windows. Literally the same way you do it on Windows. You just have to change the encoder.
That's how that works. It was there the whole time. I just
didn't... He just didn't fucking see it.
Look at the right thing. Oh! I can look up repositories. We're cooking on this Linux. All right, you're here, boys. There's definitely a lot of packages in here. Wow. Let me try like some other stuff for my list.
What are we looking for?
What about a 10 gig dongle? Is that just gonna work? Dude, it's working. 10 gigabit. Okay. One of the cool things with Linux is that a ton of the drivers for so many different devices are baked into the Linux kernel. For a lot of things, you don't even need to go in and install drivers. They're just there. I mean, Windows has a ton by default, but Windows doesn't have one for this 10 gig dongle by default. Okay, this is going honestly pretty well so far. I've got a web browser installed. I'm gonna have Steam installed in a second here. Not that I ever game on my laptop, but I sure as shit want to try. Hey, there we go. Steam's working. Sick.
Of all
I don't
the
actually
games.
play a ton of different games. Hey, there we go.
Okay, I was gonna say he searched for Overwatch. It's not he has one game on his on his fucking Steam.
Steam's working. Sick. I don't actually play a ton of different games, but there is still problems with anti-cheat in games not supporting Linux properly.
Does Overwatch work on Linux? I actually don't know. Overwatch 2. Linux. Apparently, yes. It has a platinum. Okay, well, there we go. There's some drivers Windows doesn't have that make no goddamn sense, like trackpads and Wi-Fi cards that come with the laptop they're in. Yeah. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sure there's got to be some license restriction reason for that.
If I recall correctly, Faceit for Counter-Strike, their anti-cheat doesn't support Linux, but scrolling through my Steam library, it seems like most of the games are in here. I don't see any that are like super obvious jumping out at me as not.
Nothing. It's gonna list all of them.
Not allowed. Baldur's Gate is in here.
Brodie's Gate.
Arc Raiders, they'll all install.
You will? I don't know if Arc Raiders works. I think that one doesn't. Apparently I'm wrong. It does work.
Here is maybe a deal breaker thing for me. I gotta be able to video edit on the go. That's why I picked a higher spec laptop, and I normally use Vinci Resolve.
Vinci.
Awesome editing suite. We love that stuff. Oh, cool. Wow, they have like all the driver information and whatnot.
Oh no.
I've never seen a distinct
Oh no.
lack of Vinci Resolve launching. We might need to do the terminal install. Vinci Resolve run -I. App images require Fuse to run. Let's try to get Fuse. Hey! I don't know why there was no prompt.
Why does CachyOS not ship Fuse? That's weird.
That it needed Fuse to work. We got DaVinci, baby!
DaVinci!
There's so much Linuxing happening.
Oh my god, this is such a yeah, here we go. This is such a Windows way to handle things. He actually uses his desktop.
Okay, Resolve is not launching. I feel like I'm missing dependencies. Look at
Probably.
that. We're missing libpango. On the Arch Wiki, there's a whole thing on how to fix this specific error we have. Okay, cool. Now will it start? Yes! Success! You know what? I don't actually know how to install a package on Arch. How to install package from AUR. Arch. Uppercase S to do it. Oh, it's building it from source. That's so cool. DaVinci has still not started. I'm having a great time right now.
Surely.
It's been 30 minutes of trying to install one program. Holy shit.
DaVinci is notably an issue. DaVinci... I think DaVinci is built around Rocky? And that's like the only thing they support. Everything outside of that, good fucking luck getting it working. It's an absolute shit show.
Oh, God.
And that's why things like DaVinci Box exist.
I don't know what it's doing. It just says checking licenses. Use license key. Oh my god, it's working! It seems like if I launch it not from the terminal, it doesn't work. But if I launch it from the terminal, it's fine.
Just launch it from the terminal then.
So far.
Don't think about it.
I feel like I have lived 100 years in the last 4 hours it's been. Most of the software items in my list just downloaded and worked. I've got my text editor, I've got a web browser, got my SSH client, I got my coding stuff, Discord, Steam. Hell, even right now, I installed CachyOS on my desktop. I'll have links to a spec out of my workstation in the description.
Woo! Woo! Wow, this is oh my god. Yeah, this is a big one.
As well as a link for the framework laptop.
Yeah, I'm sure people are gonna buy they're gonna buy your GPU.
Laptop and I don't know, MacBook, I guess, if you want one of those after watching this video. As for DaVinci Resolve, it loads. I was able to get a new project created and imported footage into it just fine and did some cutting around and it seemed to be working. However, anytime I tried to load an existing project that, you know, like a finished video, it just crashes. There is a ton of different information on the Arch Wiki on how to like optimize DaVinci, but for now, you're just gonna have to stay tuned for the update video and see if I was even able to get it to work. So get subscribed so you don't miss that. I did have one other major issue. Fusion 360, the CAD program I like to use when I'm designing 3D models and whatnot, it doesn't support Linux. There is supposedly a way to run it with an app called Bottles. It allows running Windows apps in Linux, but I tried that for a good hour messing about with the various different configurations in it, and I wasn't able to get it working consistently. I gotta figure that out. Or I could just play video games for the next month.
If you run it with like WinApps, maybe that'd be better. I don't know.
I'm running a game right now, Borderlands 4, from the output of my desktop upstairs using a GLI Net KVM. And not only am I running Borderlands 4, well, I'm not gonna say well because it's Borderlands 4 and it just doesn't run well, even on a 5090, but it's running.
Why can't he just use Blender? Probably because he doesn't know Blender. That's why. Going from one 3D modeling program to another one is a massive endeavor.
And not crashing, but I'm also running Sunshine, a game streaming server, and its companion client, Moonlight, on the Framework Laptop 13 here. So my desktop upstairs is now running Linux. It's streaming a game to the laptop that's running Linux. Oh my god, compiling shaders. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting the software side of things to be the easy part and the games to be the nightmare, but all of the games I've tried, Overwatch 2, Arc Raiders, Helldivers, Borderlands 4,
Valve has done a phenomenal job at making gaming very, very straightforward.
Just, what is happening? Is that artifacting or is that just anti-aliasing? Yeah, I don't.
That's probably a game streaming thing. I don't know.
Is that just the game running like crap? I don't know. It might. Still
it could be Borderlands just being garbage.
I'm not entirely sure. Borderlands is an important one because I'm doing a Borderlands playthrough with the wife. And if I couldn't play it for a month, I might get murdered. So, holy shit. When I'm playing Overwatch on Windows in the same settings, I get like 400 to 500 FPS. In Linux, 500 FPS! Like 400 to 500 FPS is the same performance I get in Windows. This might even be better. I'm not gonna go like crazy in depth on like exact performance testing in this video. Stay tuned for the 30-day update. I'll run a bunch of benchmarks in all the games I play in that video, and we'll get to see like really what it was like, and not only just the performance, but also like how stable it was and how reliable this whole setup was. But I'm impressed. Genuinely. Will Battlefield even run?
No.
Damn it! Am I allowed to run a Windows VM on this planet?
For Battlefield, nope. Nope, that will not work.
Automatons, 150 FPS. And not only am I getting that FPS in the game, but I'm also game streaming at 100 megabit to the laptop and recording locally on that machine also with the GPUs. I mean, the 5090 is no joke, but like, I was expecting it to be a lot worse. Maybe this isn't gonna be that bad. Maybe it's gonna be okay. Maybe using Linux is not gonna be the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. Never mind, this is horrible. I'm getting my shit rocked. And it's all Linux's fault. Holy shit, there's so many. Ow! Thanks for watching. If you like this video, you hit the like button.
Holy shit, he was at LTT for way too fucking long.
Get subscribed, and honestly, let me know down in the comments what Linux distro you would use. Did I pick the right one? It seems to be working pretty good for me. Let's just hope that this isn't the worst month of my life.
Try Linux earnestly. Do something interesting with it.
It should go well enough. He has RAM, get him! Sublime is like the only remaining non-Electron code editor that is good, and also for normal people. Vin users are not normal people. That's fair. That's fair, actually. He sounds too much like he sounds like he was at LTT for a long time, and this is just on like a secondary LTT channel. No, that was a good video. I like Jake. Jake's always fun.